What's good? What's good? What's good? It is 12:30 out in the afternoon, and we still got about one, two, three. Still got about still got about 4 hours to tip off, man, and I'm just done with everything I had to do. I do have to make another run before the games start and everything like that, but I will be hosting. Um, I will be, like I said, I will be doing both of the games. Shouts out to everybody, man. Shouts out to everybody in the Lions Den basketball community, Ticket TV, Pro Basketball Updates, my boy LB Sports and Political, Too Raw for TV, my boy Greenleaf exclusive, my boy Showtime on point. Uh, my boy Trey, your boy Sports and News. You got the real Leezy, my boy out there in the West. Yeah, everybody, man, and even the ladies too, man. Aries, Joanne, Gigi, and the Bronze Glow, Anna Kay. Even though she been missing on the milk carton, but salute to everybody once again. And if I ain't miss y'all, it ain't out of disrespect or anything like that. Um, I just got some things that we can just sit here and chop about. Anybody want to come in and chop in about? Let's come in and tap in. Um, We only thing I'm only talking about teams that are in the playoffs right now. Teams that are in the playoffs. Um, and if you're a Boston fan, come talk your shit. If you're a Milwaukee fan, come talk your shit. You know what I'm saying? But and then even if you're a Grizzly or the Warriors fans, then the teams, and then you got the Sixers, you got Miami. You know what I mean? Then you got Luca, and then you got the Phoenix Suns. We can't disregard those teams though either. They all the teams that's finally left. It's interesting so far. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Game two is it's gonna be big on both teams to me. Like I said earlier today. Um, I like how these playoffs is playing out to be. They did get it right 1 through 4. They got the seeds right 1 through 4. They got 1 through 4. They got that was correct, and teams end up making it and everything like that. Now, um, I know everybody putting big emphasis on the Grizzlies and everything like that. That they should have did this, did that. Dude, now this year's playoffs, for instance, like a 2 and a 7 seed, like a 2 and a 7 seed in the East is way different from a 2 and a 7 in the West, because you look at the 2 seed in Boston, and you got, they look at their rosters from top to bottom. They are totally different from either the two teams that was 2 and 7 in the West. So for people to compare a normal 2 and 7, it's kind of unfair in the West, because Minnesota just recently just came back in, just got into a fold this year. Okay, and Grizzlies, they've been knocking, they won the play-in game, they lost in the first round last year. Then they didn't have to have a play in this year, and they on the 2 seed. Um, Now, only way I would have sat there and said that was the truth into that, that's if they've been playing together for like 4 or 5, 6 years. That's not even the case. So to me, for people compare saying that they should have destroyed them, got rid of them, it's unfair. It's unfair when you ain't never done it before. We ain't never went, and also uh, been the last team standing, or even get to the finals. Then you don't know how to get there and prepare and everything like that, so to speak. You gotta get these teams they fair. You gotta get these teams grow together and everything, like the Warriors. When the Warriors first got into it and everything like that, they wasn't stepping big time expectations and everything like that or whatever. Yes, it's expectations, but then once they got over the hope, that hump, they excuse me, they remained consistent in getting to the finals. So you know what they did. Now the Warriors do got the upper hand. They got Steph, who still gets disrespected by Skip and everybody else. Now Shannon Sharp is singing a whole nother tune. He acting like he just became a Warriors fan overnight. But they got it. They got Steph. They got Clay. They got Draymond. They got Iguodala. A lot of people forget they got Looney Tunes. He was on that championship team too. So they do got that championship pedigree. But one thing about teams in the past, and I use this analogy, but it's totally different. When you have a team on a up and up and going against a team that been there before. Let me give y'all an example. I gave y'all this earlier. 2010, the Lakers played the Oklahoma City Thunder, and the Lakers end up beating them, and then of course going to the finals. Then they played in 2012, where it was the second round, I think. And what did OK City do? Yeah, Kobe had a great series, number wise, as y'all people say number wise, but did he win? No, he didn't win. He lost. And then the Warriors not the Warriors. OKC was able to go to the finals. Now they didn't get it done after that because you know what happened. You know they want to pay the luxury tax for James Harden, and to keep. I always thought a lot of people forget they used to have what you call it. They used to have Jeff Green on that team, and they had a young Serge Ibaka. You know what I mean? It wasn't just it wasn't just them. I always felt like they should always kept that team together, but they didn't want to pay that luxury tax. You know, small markets can't afford them luxury tax like them bigger markets can. That's why the bigger markets can keep the luxury tax and pay that little extra money. That's like chump change to them. You know what I mean? So give them their credit. You gotta start giving teams their proper due and their proper credit, man. I don't. I'm not. I'm just gonna continue to stay 10 toes on that shit, man. All this disrespecting other players to make y'all players look good, man. It's getting to get very sad out here, man. Very sad for people to sit here and just they prop up, make excuses for every. Hey, they critique the players in every right way, but when it comes to y'all favorite player, y'all don't like to keep that same energy. I don't know what it is. I always kept the same energy all the time. I don't have no favorite players in the league. There's some players I do like in the league, but they ain't my favorite players. All my favorite players, they don't even play in the NBA no more. They retired, moved on. You know what I mean? But even just watching these playoffs, it's a good playoff so far. I'm not even gonna lie, even though the first round took forever. Now I just got to give Phoenix Suns some credit, give Monty Williams some credit, give Chris Paul some credit. And when y'all gonna start respecting Devin Booker? What more that man has to do? It's amazing to me. They always talk about CP3 is this and that, which he did. He did change the team, but you don't think Devin Booker changed his game either? I'm just saying that man changed his game too, and that man won his respect. And the media didn't even want to give Chris Paul credit because let's keep it real. If they go by the old ways of winning MVP, Coach of the Year should have been Monty Williams, and Most Valuable Player should have been Chris Paul. But that's old news. But that's how they used to be. I mean, you gotta give. I like what the Suns is doing. I like what they doing. They've been drafting well. They've been hitting well. They been getting key acquisitions, getting Bismack, and picking up JaVale McGee. That was huge. You know what I mean? And in that series, it's gonna be up and down with the Dallas Mavericks, but Luka, you can't go 1-on-1. I've been noticing something. Luka took 30 shots last night. He took 30 shots. He made 15. Out of how many of them shots that he made, you think that he assisted on? That somebody assisted to him, got an assist off of? None. They just sat there and let Luka play 1-on-1 basketball. Here, Luka, you can score all the points you want to, as long as we don't let everybody else get off. That's a perfect game plan. I like Luka a lot, but Luka don't. To me, he doesn't. He doesn't involve his teammates more. He dribbles the ball air out. He literally to me dribbles the air out of the ball. He is a great player offensively. I'm not gonna sit there and lie and say he's not. Luka got a lot of his bad, but Luka got to show up some other. He got to show leadership. He got to show accountability. He got to show trust. Why get Jalen Brunson and don't even use him. He's been playing point. He's playing point at Villanova. Won 2 national championships in Villanova. He came to the league, and I always said that this man need to start. He do. He need to start. Period. He need to start. Luka need to learn to play the ball more. He does. Because when the ball moves freely, everybody get a touch, everybody's happy. But you sitting there playing 1 against 5, you is not going to beat the Phoenix Suns like that, sir. I'm sorry, you're not going to beat them like that. You are not going to beat them like that. And we got to put some respect on their names, though, man. Put some respect on Devin Booker's name, man. Because that man does it. He earns his respect. I remember when he scored them points. I think he scored like 70-something plus points or something like that. And it was, and the team was just praising it. And it was, and I think they was losing or something. I think they lost that game or whatever. But ever since then, he has grown up. He has grown up a whole lot. He has grown up a whole lot. I don't know why I don't know why people don't want to give him credit, but I think he's one of the best shooting guards in the league. Who else got Book? Man, Book be getting it now. Now let's fast forward into now we got the Bucks and we got the Celtics in against the Bucks. Bucks versus Celtics. Jaylen Brown. This is the difference between the Bucks and the Celtics to me. The Bucks don't need Giannis to play well for them to win. For only way for Boston to win this series, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, they're gonna have to play better, and they're gonna have to play. But this is the thing. Y'all can't get physical all you want to with Giannis. Giannis craves that shit. He loves that physicality. He loves that shit. Y'all ain't gonna. You think roughing them up gonna piss him? Man, no, man. And everybody on that team knows they role. Bobby Portis came back, very huge. Look at all the times when they try to attack the basket. You always have length in there to shoot over. Brook Lopez, you might want to say he's slow, whatever, but one thing he can do, he always been a great dude and never got his credit of being a shot blocker. He can block shots. And you already know Bobby Portis can block shots. Length. Having him shoot over length. That's going to be a very hard thing to do. Then you got Grayson Allen's coming into his own. Pat Connaughton is coming into his own. Jrue Holiday is still Jrue. Jrue going to give you everything. Great point guard play. Everything. Defense. Everything. Do I think this series is over? No, but I still think the Bucks gonna win that series. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. Hey, we wrong. We could be wrong. I don't know how many, but I just think the Bucks just too much. And now we get to Miami, and we get to Philly. I just don't think they have enough. They don't have enough. And James Harden's not the same James Harden no more. This is one thing. This is the thing, Max Kellerman. You sat there and said that James Harden is a better scorer than Kobe Bryant. That's what you said for years on ESPN. And you said it's not even close. But this is one thing that's the difference between Kobe Bryant, Max Kellerman, and it's not even close. Kobe took great care of his body. Most players in the NBA, they do. They take great care of their body. James Harden don't take care of his body. I'm sorry. He don't take care of his body. For him to just have this rise and fall like you were just in Houston. Doing your thing. Had the world in your hands. Anybody that you wanted in Houston, they gave it to you. You traded your big man, your best big man for Russell Westbrook. And then you get Melo on your squad. Oh, it's Melo's fault. It's Carmelo's fault. Then you get CP3 on your team. He doesn't take care of his body. So I don't feel sorry for James Harden. No way at all. He out there looking like he look like a straight he look like a straight average basketball player now. You know why? Because he ain't getting them calls like he does in the first. And what happened to that step back? You know, they got rid of that double step back, but he's not consistent on his bread and butter play, which is that step back. Um, and every time I see him, he always looking for a foul. Every time it's foul, 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 foul. One night, last night when he missed that three, he clearly got hit on the head, but they didn't call it. Hey, it happens. But James Harden just did take care of himself, man. He did not take care of himself. If this man would have took care of himself, y'all, Philly would be in better position. I know everybody wants a flashback moment of James Harden. The only way we gonna see that flashback moment of James Harden when you start taking his body seriously. Yep. When you start taking his body, we taking care of his body seriously. And another thing too, Max. I know you want your words to bank in on James Harden, but you eating crow now. You eating all that crow, all that shit you've been disrespecting about Kobe Bean Bryant and all this other shit. To me, it's no near comparison. Because number one, James Harden don't play defense. He ain't made not one defensive team, not one. And this is my opinion. I think he took basketball for granted. And that's just me, because if you really wants to be great, you'll take better in basketball or anything you do. You'll make better decisions. He ain't making better decisions, and he lost me when he sat there say he ain't got nothing to prove. Just like Steph, I lost respect for Steph. I ain't got nothing to prove. Okay, we all got something to prove in life, no matter what you do in your life, no matter if it's sports, life, reality. I always got something to prove. And that's just being fair. That's just straight fair facts with me. Um, when does playing offense one side of the ball end up being the best player in the league kind of shit? Because this shit began to remind me of Steve Nash, where Steve Nash won a back-to-back MVP, knowing good and well he should have won it. But anyway, because a lot of people don't understand, it's politics in every fucking thing. It's politics in everything. They 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 prop up who they want to prop up. They wasn't talking about John Morant not either other time. I remember when John Morant first got in the league, they were still trying to get the MVP to Zion Williamson. And Zion only didn't even play half of the season. And they were still trying to say, who is Rookie of the Year? Rookie of the Year? Oh, that's still up for grabs. How? How you gonna give it to a man that played half of the season when you got a man that played the whole season? Now, I don't like to keep that same energy. And I begin to lose a lot of respect for people, man. This is just me. I'm not gonna sit here gonna argue with you. You can unsubscribe to me. I don't give a flying fuck. That shit don't oppress me. You gotta play both ends of the floor. You gotta know how to impact the games in other ways. Your shot ain't going, grab some rebounds, assists, blocks, steals. Do something to help your team win the game. Now, you do got players that do that in the league, and they get ridiculed like they ain't shit. Dude, stop taking away from other. Hey, we cannot do that. Stop. We gotta stop doing that. We can't sit there and tear down their teammates and shit. Well, his teammate. That's what his teammate's supposed. That's what a teammate is. When one person ain't got it going, if the other person ain't got it going, you got somebody. They just blessed that to have other people that knows they role. When you got players that know their roles and shit like that, it's easy for them. That's why the Bucks is having the success that they having. I think it's gonna be a trilogy. I think it's gonna be a trilogy between the Bucks, and Miami. And from that standpoint, man, the best team wins. The West, I just have a feeling it's going to be Phoenix and Golden State. But I'm not dismissing the Grizzlies at all. I'm not dismissing them at all. Um, I know a lot of people dissing the Grizzlies, dissing, talking about he. How's a man? This is one thing I don't understand with people is that when you got players that does the shit the right way and y'all still don't give them credit where you give somebody else credit who cheated the system and all that, I lose respect for all that because that let me know. That let me know. That let me know everything about y'all. Everything. Y'all can't praise a man for doing something good and great. This man, John Morant, I'm just talking about basketball shit. This man done it. He got drafted high and he lived up to his hype. He lived up to his pick. This is one thing I understand. You got a lot of people recently in NBA years ain't living up to the villain of the number one or number two, number three, number 4 or 5 picks, and you got a man that actually is proving it why he deserved to be that high, and people still hate on him. That man ain't overrated. Oh my God, yes. Oh, Tyson, I forgot about that. You know what? No, I ain't even gonna go there. Yeah, I know he went to the gala and he was, and you know, Russ gotta put on a dress and everything like that, and yeah, he looked like he what's that movie with what's that movie with what's that dude? What's that movie name? They got so many movies of it. He looked like one of the characters from that movie. With Lawrence Fishburne and Keanu Reeves. What's that movie, Tyson? He looked like one of them kind of characters, man. He looked like a Soul Calibur character. I don't think he was missing is a goddamn sword. But anyway, I got off Westbrook, but you know, that's neither. He the one that disrespected himself by sitting there. Oh, it's the Matrix. Thank you. Yeah, the Matrix. Yeah, he looked like he was in the Matrix. He dressed like he was going to the Matrix. Only thing he was missing is goddamn sword. I seen that shit. My homie just sent me that, and I was just like, Lord have mercy. What did this dude is doing? But like I said before, like I keep telling y'all ever since I've been on these YouTube streets, man. And shout out to Ticket for letting me on, cause I used to be just like everybody else in the comment sections. I comment, and comment and everything, and then you know you got some people they want to test your luck, and I don't remember how and when. I just remember. I don't remember what stream it was when I first got on or anything. Like, I don't even remember. I don't even remember. I used to have people used to get mad at me because I had a wrench on ticket shit. Like, how you got a wrench? Like, what? Like, what is a wrench? What are y'all talking about? Now I've been on here like, man, I'm like, man, I support the man too. I support everybody. And let me just say this too. And this is some real shit. Like, share, subscribe. What I'm about to say. Out of all races, we're the only race that's taught to destroy each other. We are taught to hate each other. We're taught everything. Not to like each other, hate one another, everything. We are taught that. You don't see the right racists. You don't see the white people racists. They talk about them like that. Look at these other platforms. You go to any platform you see. It could be basketball or anything. You don't see them people sitting there yelling at each other or whatever like that. You just don't see that. But when you come to the black community of YouTube, no matter what setting, it could be basketball, football, music, or anything personal or dealing with life issues. We against each other. We yell at each other. Everything like that. Why y'all think that? They don't want us. They don't want to. They love this shit. They love us to sit there and argue with each other and all this other stuff. They want us to hate each other. They want us to not support one another. You go to white folks panels that got the basketball shit. You don't see that shit. Man, I know a homeboy, one of my homeboys from one of my white friends from down south, from Louisiana. He has a podcast. I sat there and just listened to that podcast, and man, people support him, even if he's wrong. Man, money coming off the yang. He started around the same time I did. He's biased as hell. He's biased. Yeah, everything like that. But the thing is, and he showed me this. He was like, man, G, they support me, man, and everything like that, and I keeping it real. But he said, and we started the same as that day, and he has way more subscribers than I do. But like I tell people, it's not a rat race. This is not a rat race. This is not a rat race. I know people pay their dues on YouTube for years, 7, 8, 9 years, like Ticket, Underrated, Too Raw. And some of the few people that I know that's been on these YouTube streets since the beginning paid their dues. It don't matter how many subscribers you have. They can still fuck with your channel. They can still shadow ban your channel. My friend who I'm telling you about, he has 8.1 million subscribers. Mind you, he started the same time that I did. Mind you, we're the same age. Similar content. He keeps it real because he used to play ball and shit. He keeps it real. But he gets all the love. All the love. People support him. Men and women support him, just pouring into him. Even my other friends that are Mexicans and Puerto Ricans and all my races that I know, my friends that's on YouTube, their environment is not like my environment on YouTube. It's not. Everybody sit down, everybody listening to one another, everybody let people knit, but nope, you can't do that to the blacks. No, us black folks, oh no. You gotta be a bitch, you gotta be a hoe, you gotta be a slut, you know, or whatever the case they might. Or you don't have no girlfriends and all this little dumbass shit. Turn your camera on, let me see what you look like, all this dumbass shit. It's amazing when people always used to say shit like that. Man, turn your camera on. They ain't never always want to turn their camera on. And then when a person do turn their camera on, they didn't want to talk about that person. Why didn't you tell the motherfucker to turn the camera on? Why can't you turn your camera on? You see what I'm saying? I don't get into all that. Only thing I'm saying is this, y'all. We're the only race that sit there and hate on each other. I don't hate on nobody. I just come to the grips with myself that I'm not gonna be arguing with nobody anymore. I'm not, because people can't get their feelings out of shit. Even when a person is completely wrong. They are completely wrong. People that give out good content, people that really talk from the heart, everything like that, people don't like that shit. They don't like people like me. I ain't with the get along shit. I ain't with that get along shit. Monkey see, monkey do. Just cause such and such said it, I gotta rock with it. It's just like one thing my dad used to tell me all the time. Like, son, let me tell you something. If your friend jump over the bridge, tell you jump over the bridge, will you jump over the bridge too? I'm like, no. I'm like, good. I don't let nobody think for me. I don't let nobody think for me. And I'm not in competition with nobody. I respect everybody. But one thing I'm always going to do is keep it real. I'm not gonna block anybody on my channel or anything like that. The only time I block people on my channel, if you're being very disrespectful or you're trying to promote that sex shit like they be doing, and you know, whatever. That's the only time. Other than that, anybody here can say whatever you want to say. But one thing you got to do is you got to respect, not us. When we start knowing to respect each other, now let me just say this: there is some black people that do get along with one another. I see some people that do get along. It ain't that many of us, but the ones that do, man, it's hard pickings. It's hard pickings because you can go to their freaking you go to their pages and everything like that. Got a lot of subscribers and the chat room is blank. So it'll just let you know you can have all the subscribers in the world. That don't mean shit. And another thing, when you young, of course you're gonna get the most subscribers when you're young too. You know why? YouTube is made for young people. Always has been. And it's always gonna be. I don't need validation from nobody. I don't care about getting the 1K. I don't care about getting the 2. That shit don't mean nothing to me because so, I could get the 1 and 2K and I could be still looking like everybody else in their chat rooms when they blackball your channel, when they shadow ban your channel. For you speaking up for yourself. You dig what I'm saying? It's levels to this. And no matter what y'all do in life, it's gonna be levels to this. Like, share, subscribe, man. Like, for real, man. I'm on some real stuff right now, man. I refuse to get on anybody's platform and argue with no nigga from this point on. Just because you yelling don't mean you right. Hold on 1 second. All right. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah. But I just wanna, I just want to come in and just shed some light, man, because it just bothers me. It bothers my spirit a whole lot because no matter what black stream you go to and whatever like that, showing love. I mean, you got some people on to keep it real on their shit. For most of them, they like that drama. They like that messiness. They like all that other stuff, and they feed into all that stuff, man. They gravitate to that shit. They love that shit. You know what I mean? But me, I don't like that shit. And if you're gonna be negative, be negative. If you're gonna be a hater, be a hater. You don't pay my bills. I don't be up on YouTube like that. I got a life to live. And that's one of the main reasons why I don't come on here like I used to. Only reason why I'm doing it now is because I haven't started work yet. Got a job. Even got offered another job that pays more where I was at anyway. So I'm not gonna have to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? So um like I'm just gonna continue to tell people, man, keep living, man. Stay prayed up, man. Keep the right people around you. If people don't want to see you do well, hey, people gonna talk about you dead or alive. That's facts. They're gonna talk about you if you're dead, and they sure gonna fucking talk about you if you're alive. It don't even matter. You could be dead and gone, people still talk about you. It don't matter. Words don't mean shit either. And that bitch word that shit don't mean nothing to me either anymore. None of that shit, cause I know words. Anybody can talk. Anybody can talk, but I ain't with that negativity at all. I'm not with that negativity at all. Period. So I know some people won't get all their panties all in a bunch over some people's opinions and shit. Hey, it's their opinion. But I'm always gonna stay 10 toes down on this. I live and I breathe every day. Mostly because that man upstairs allowed me to. And I don't take him lightly. So when I come on a platform, I be around anybody, I make sure I'm the best version of me. Yeah, you know you got them people want to get you out of character and all that stuff. That does happen. Ain't nobody's perfect. I know I have times I went off on people, plenty of time. And then when you go off on people, then they want to sit there try to flip around at you. Look at you, he's being emotional. How? When a man's really speaking for where he's coming from. Y'all don't know what emotional is. If y'all, most of y'all motherfuckers can't spell emotional if your life even depend on it. I'm just saying. Man, y'all keep it real, man. Y'all hold it down, man. Y'all lift up one another, man. That's what we supposed to be doing, man. We the only race that's always divided. No matter what platform I go to, it could be basketball, it could be a music thing, it could be anything I see on YouTube, and I see the same thing. I go to white people channels, they don't see that. Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Asians, Arabic, it don't matter. Black race is the only race that you see divide. No matter what you do. You gotta be a bunch of bitches, you gotta be a bunch of sluts, you gotta be this, you gotta be that. You gotta be this, you gotta be that. All just because we don't, the people that really think with a common mind. I'm just gonna leave out on this, and I will see y'all at 4:30, cause I gotta go to this interview. Uh, I'm just gonna say this. What I was gonna say. I just forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. I know what I was gonna say now. Newsflash. Do you really think that they'll tell you a truth about anybody in this whole freaking world? You know, TV, like TV for instance, when they say this person's this person's that, people will believe that shit. They'll believe it. Take it all the way to their graves with that shit. But y'all believe that shit. And then compared to a person who knows what they're talking about, got can sit there and back up what they say with facts. You can't deny that. Stay woke. You really think America will tell you something? America never told us. America never told us where we really came from and all this other what our race really is and all this other stuff. So you really think they'd tell you something about basketball or anything else in general? Newsflash. The devil, what he does, he steals, he kills, and he destroys. I never forget this, and I'm going out. I'm closing out on this. I never forget this. This one lady came up to me, and she was just like, "Hey," I was like, "Yes, ma'am." So she asked me a question about something, about what I saw on TV at this particular time that was going on in the world at this time. This was early. This is not even 2000s and stuff. Oh, this was after um yeah, this was like early 2000s, like right before 2000s, whatever like that. And I looked at that lady. I was like, "No, man." I was like, "I don't believe it." And she was like, "Why?" I was just like, "Because I done my due diligence." And she had to go that day. She was like, "You know what? I have to go. But next time I see you, you can give me your answer." At the end of the day, I knew that lady didn't have to leave. She just wanted to make sure I knew the right, gave me enough time to get all the information that I need, that I was missing out on. I had majority of it, but I was missing some very key parts and everything. So finally, I seen a lady, probably like a week later on that day, and she came up to me, and she was like, "Well, Mr. Price, what you got?" And I told her what we was talking about, what was going on at that time in the world at the time, what they were saying on mainstream television compared to doing your own due diligence and studying and figuring this stuff out and everything. Once I gave her the answer, she was completely satisfied. And you know what she sat there and told me? She was like, "Hey, I'm glad that you realize what's going on and pay attention to the signs, pay attention to symbols, everything." And I gotta tell y'all people all the time, these folks tell on themselves all the time. They do. They tell on themselves all the time. Yes, they do. They tell on themselves all the time. But are y'all just too blind enough to see it? I ain't gonna say dumb enough. Are you just too blinded to see the truth? And then again, when you challenge somebody and you done your due diligence, and you see what it's hidden for out here, you be like, "Man, that's why I don't never pay attention to TV, man." I don't even, man, since I've been out here, 5 years, going on 6. I hardly watch TV. I watch movies. I watch movies. I don't even play my game like that no more, because the game getting boring to me now too, because now I just watch a lot of movies and I read. Don't pay attention to television. Come in with them old folks used to tell me. You believe everything you see in that TV is going to give you a one-way ticket. It's going to give you a one-way ticket. It's going to be a one-way ticket. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. I'll be back at 4:30. I'm going to my interview. Wish me luck. I did technically took the job at the hospital, but I just got it. I just got called for an even better position. And not only that, I think it's actually going to be a job that I'm actually going to have. I probably will take, because instead of working every other weekend, I could just work 4 days out the week and be off for 3, and everything like that. And I'm cool with that. So wish me luck. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. I'm making some personal changes in my life for the betterness of me. And the Most High, He's gonna make sure I get blessed for doing that. So smoking weed days for me, it's over with. It's over with. It's done. It's done. I don't got high so much in my life, that in my grown days, that I don't need to smoke anymore. I don't want that to be blocking me from my next blessing that the Most High has for me in my life. I stay prayed up every day. I get on my knees every day. Every night. Every morning. Every nights I couldn't sleep, I stay on my knees. Because he's the only one that knows. He knows my heart. He knows my thoughts. He knows my ways. He knows all of that stuff. So stay encouraged, men and women. Please stay encouraged, man. Stop tearing down each other, man. I just hate that shit, man. You just can never sit here and just sit there and just talk amongst people. But nah, we gotta be bitches. You gotta be sluts. Your mama this, your mama that. Pull your location up. All this dumbass shit. Well, you see them white folks. I'm telling you, go to any other them shit. You don't see that shit. You do not see that shit. I'll be back at 4:30. Like, share, subscribe. Peace. I'll be doing Bucks versus Celtics game 2. And I will be doing the Grizzlies and the Warriors for game 2. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Shout out to my boy Real Leezy, everybody that's out here in the West. My boy Trey. I know Miles out here in the West. Oaktown P, he out here in the West. I think Reggie, if Reggie, I think Reggie still, hey, salute. People out here in the West, man. Salute to y'all, man. Like, for real, man. I'll be going back home south soon, man. And, hey, and I can't wait for it. I ain't gonna lie. I can't wait for it, man. So like, share, subscribe, y'all, and I will be back at 4:30. All right. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.